Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday here in rainy Pittsburgh, and welcome to Harnessing the Power of Your Data in WorldShare Management Services. We're going to talk a little bit about the various ways that we are recording data and making it available for you to use within WorldShare. The main audience intended for this presentation is folks who are not currently using WorldShare Management Services, but are interested in taking a look and seeing the capabilities of the system. I'm going to start off with the most elemental or basic of the data types that we record within WorldShare, which are activity histories and logs. This is getting a direct record of the activity that's happening on your system, primarily staff work against your records and other data. We've recently introduced a full edit history for your local holdings records, and we'll take a look at exactly what that means, but it's essentially letting you do quality control, make sure that the data changes that are happening from staff on your system are as they should be, and giving you the option to correct. We've expanded our acquisitions and financial histories, going beyond order histories into fund histories. So as you transfer amounts between funds, move things around to respond to changes in subscriptions throughout the year, you have detailed history within your funds. What's going down, what's going up, and if you're moving funds, where did it go to, where did it come from? So trying to improve the ledgering capability within WorldShare acquisitions. And something we're working on right now has been demanded by a lot of the WorldShare community is a new and removed item report. This is data that you have in various disparate places around the system, but it's most powerful if we can pull it together into a single report that shows you exactly what's happening to your collection footprint. How is it getting net adds, and what are the net removals from that content footprint, which in turn can inform things like weeding projects and other things which impact physical space. I sort of think it's a very Pittsburgh thing to pull a whole bunch of data together into one view. I was just introduced to the Pittsburgh salad at lunch today, which is a bowl of French fries and chicken with a little bit of lettuce in it. This is the data Pittsburgh salad, if that'll stick with you. A little bit about that item history, the item edit history. This is something that libraries enjoyed in the legacy systems that were essentially local databases. We have moved that kind of visibility and transparency into WorldShare and the cooperative environment. So we're logging all the actions taken against records representing physical items. You can see who did what to your records, when with the timestamp, and you can not only see what they did, but you get the before and the after values. We effectively have versioning on record changes. So for example, a cataloger might be cataloging out of sync with your local practices. You might need to reset to the original call number that they changed. You have the data available to make those corrections. And the edit history just looks a little bit like this, where we have date, time. We do have the staff user. We have the action that they made against the field. And again, it's down to the specific field changed and whether what the old value as well as the new value was. So that's the least exciting type of data, which is that log and action data, but it's available at the point of need. When you're working with a fund, you can see the fund history. When you're working with an item record, you can see the edit history. So you don't have to move over to a separate interface to work with it. The next category of data is around usage data, which is primarily around patron usage of the system. And the heart of this in this age of electronic resources is around our counter data. We have full support for counter 4 and counter 5. And we know that there's many, many targets that libraries are getting this data from, and that they don't always perform as quickly or as reliably as you'd like. So underneath every channel or cell of this dashboard is a harvesting connector that goes out using counter 5, uses Sushi to pull those data sets back in on the monthly basis or whatever cadence you have it set up. And if it fails to connect to a given provider, it will retry and retry without any manual intervention. The dashboard here will alert you when this harvest has been unsuccessful or whether it's been successful. And if you're waiting on a specific data element, for a given report you might be doing, monthly, quarterly, annually. You can drill in and see where are my journal request reports, for example. So the detail is all there, but the dashboard right up front gives you a green light or a red light. We've rounded out the last piece of our Counter 5 support with the article level reporting. And again, that automatic reharvest is going to be pulling those in. And that completes not only our harvesting of Counter 5, but the availability of the Counter 5 data downstream in our analytics warehouse, where we model it for reporting and export. And that's the final section that I wanted to talk about today. It's great to pull that raw data in from hundreds of external sources. It's great to be able to count and log all of the activity on the system, but what we really need are insights. We need action support, we need justification, we need visibility, and we need decision support. All of that is available through the built-in reports and some optional insights development that we are talking about today. WorldShare Management Services comes with hundreds of pre-compiled reports available for you. I mentioned the counter data. We give you a merged usage summary. You can have built-in overlap reports, very, very easy to side-by-side your ProQuest and EBSCO collections and see exactly what you might be subscribing to twice, what is getting used, what is not getting used. Physical inventory and collection usage, also canned reports just ready for you to look at, visualized out of the box, or if you want to export the raw data into Excel, work with it off system, build some custom reports. If you've got your favorite pivot table, it's a single button to export this data out to Excel. So the included report system, hundreds of the pre-compiled reports, a custom report query writer, which goes across what we call the universes. So you can query your circulation universe, your acquisitions universe, your cataloging activity. So you can really build those bang for your buck reports with what we call Report Designer. Even cooler is we leverage the power of the cooperative. So a very, very strong report or something that would be useful can be shared across libraries in a consortium with you or across WorldShare libraries globally. So a very powerful weeding report, an accreditation report like IPEDS. The community is building, sharing, and refining these reports so you don't have to do all the work. And again, for the custom reports, single click to send that out to Excel, where we know a lot of our library and data mavens are living and breathing. I finally wanted to touch on insights, specifically Choreo Insights, which we have announced here at ACRL in Pittsburgh, where we're taking the next step beyond reports and visibility into true insight and decision support for your collection development. It takes a look not just at your local library data, but also across other collections within the cooperative to give you kind of that benchmarking. It allows you to build your collection. It allows you to assess and improve your collection, looking at diversity, equity, and inclusion factors and vectors, and analyze where you might be weak and strong so you know where to focus your efforts. It allows you to take, for example, the SIP codes and see how your collection aligns with your institution's academic program. Do you need to build out for a new course of study? Are you overbuilt in a given course of study? Refining that collection for the actual courses that faculty are teaching and students are taking. And finally, collaboration, giving you the visibility across partner libraries. Are you able to collaborate in initiatives like shared print so you can share some of those costs of retaining, in particular, print collection? So very, very exciting reports built into Choreo Insights, letting you query that data, letting you compare yourself to peer libraries, and giving you visualization so you know what to do next. That is a very quick flyover of the logging, the activity reports, the usage reports, and the insights and decision support that are available from WorldShare and OCLC. Appreciate your attention, everybody.